dignitaries and guests, my fellow brothers and sisters, and lovely children, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Iskcon Mombasa, we welcome you all today evening to be enlightened by the motivational talk on how to build happy communities and relationships by the very well-known social media celebrity and spiritual motivational speaker, His Grace Amogh Lila, who has traveled all the way from New Delhi, India, to be with us here today to launch his album and also take us to the path of happiness by his great wisdom and his spirituality, which we shall be blessed in some few moments. My dear ladies and gentlemen, let us all give a big round of applause to His Grace Amogh Lila for having accepted Iskcon Mombasa and invitation to visit Mombasa and in turn captivate us all with his unique presentation of one of his kind. I shall now call upon Haridanta Devidas ji to come forward and please have a speech.
Hare Krishna everyone, greetings to everyone. Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So my name is Haridanta Devidasi. I'm a disciple of His Holiness Kadambakanana Swami. The reason we're here tonight, and Amogh Lila Prabhuji has come from India to Kenya, is because yesterday, 2nd of December, we launched my debut album, Jambo Kirtan. So just a quick history about Jambo Kirtan. This album is made in Kenya by Kenyan devotees, mostly in Iskcon, Nairobi. But we came to Mombasa so we can share it with you. So Jambo basically means hello in Kiswahili. My Guru Maharaj very much wanted me to try to preach to the youth of Kenya. So this was a small, humble attempt to try to reach out to the African youth through music, Krishna conscious music, and this breach concept where we try to use fusion. If you get a chance to listen to the album, which is available on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, hopefully you'll be able to support us as well. The music has different languages which are spoken in Kenya, Kamba, Kikuyu, and Jambo Kirtan. There's a track called Jambo Kirtan. It reached out to 10,000 African people of the Kikuyu tribe, and we tried through this song so that people could listen to the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So 10,000 people heard the Maha Mantra through this breach preaching. So now we're going to play, and I think you must have heard the other song, Jai Jagannath, which is also another song from the album. So we're going to do some kirtan and try to give you a taste of one of the tracks in the album, which is Hari Nam. My Guru Maharaj is very kind-hearted, and he wanted me to try to spread the holy name, although I'm not qualified. But he saw this, he always used to say that, Harikanta, you're a powerhouse of Krishna consciousness. But I used to wonder, I don't feel like a powerhouse of Krishna consciousness. But they say if you have the mercy of your Guru, then even the most unworthy person becomes worthy. So thanks to my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Kadambakanana Swami, and I will try to play Hari Nam. I hope you like it. Thank you. Swami Deva Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Thank you very much, Hare Grace, Harikanta, for beautiful kirtan and transcendental vibration. Hare Krishna. So, on behalf of Iskcon Mombasa, we would like to welcome all Hari Bhakta and devotees. Especially, we have a very wonderful devotee with us, for whom we were waiting since long time. Now time has come to see him and listen him. Who is that? His Grace Amogh Lila Prabhu. His Grace Amogh Lila Prabhu ki. So, we have a topic today, happy community. Yeah, something like that. But I was talking with Prabhuji, happy community can become after when we become free from the stress. So I was telling to Prabhuji, please, everyone is now so much stress. Stress cannot be avoided, but it can be managed. So I request to Prabhuji to please also say something how to manage the stress. Then we become happy. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all, Prabhuji. It is really honor to be here. Thank you all, Prabhuji. And thank you all so that you have taken out your precious time for today's evening. And of course, thanks to Harikanta Mati for such a nice kirtan. So we already have an auspicious start. So as the topic was given to all of you was about having happy communities. We should have happy communities, especially when we are in minorities, and we should be having happy communities. Who has ever purchased grapes? So there are two kinds of grapes. Those grapes which are there in group and those which are there which are scattered. Which grapes are sold on higher price? Those which are in group, those who are clustered together, or those which are dispersed? Group. So grapes, when they are together, then they have more value. When they are scattered, they have lesser value. Similarly, when we are together, then we have more value. When we are dispersed, we have lesser value. Who has ever seen jhadu? A broomstick. When all those sticks, जो तीले होते हैं, वो जब साथ में होते हैं, when they are together, it cleans the dirt. But when they are dispersed, then they are dirt. Right? Similarly, when we are together, we can clear the dirt of inauspiciousness. But when we are scattered, then we are counted as dirt together. Achha, who has ever carried cake from the pastry shop? Or you have seen somebody carrying a cake from the pastry shop? So how do we carry cake? Like this. So what will happen to the cake? It will be spoiled, right? So we carry cake very carefully. Yeah. You sit inside the car. In this way, very, very carefully we place the cake inside the car. Similarly, relationships are to be taken care like that only. It is very subtle. It is very subtle and it's a science. It requires some kind of thought process so that we can live healthy, happy relationships. And you see people who are very wealthy, they have power, post, position, comforts, aristocracy, beauty, fame, anything which we think is happiness, they have it. Yet when they are not having happy relationships and they are not part of happy communities, so even that success, that power, that money doesn't give joy. Even though you have it. I know many such people. I have worked with such people. But they are very lonely. They are on the top, but they are lonely. And they sing the song, lonely, I'm so lonely. So why are you so lonely? Well, I never bothered about relationships. I never bothered about people around me. It was all about success, money, power, post, influence. And then people are so lonely. And then they are drinking. When they are happy, then they have wine, champagne. And when they are sad, again, same wine. So sukh mein dukh mein, daru. Wow, very good. Very advanced civilization. So that's why this loneliness is there when we do not really value relationships. Relationships are very, very important. Like you see, in case somebody is having very good attachee, but there is no handle. So this attachee actually worthless. Somebody can say, well, at least I have attachee, I can carry things. But in case you are not having handle, it becomes a burden. So similarly, when we are not having the handle of good relationships around us, we cannot really live happily. As you can see in the case of Lord Shri Krishna, He is God. As per Bhagavad Gita, as per Shastras, He is God. As per sadhus, as per Vedavyas, as per saintly personalities, He is God. Oh my God. Thank you very much. Okay, I get power. So this person who is God is not self-proclaimed God as we see nowadays. He is declared as God by scriptures, by sadhus, by saintly personalities. This person has taken the job of a chariot driver in Mahabharata. Now, how humbling it can be to be a chariot driver. See, the warrior cannot really communicate with the chariot driver by speaking. Why? Because all around there is so much chaos, there is so much noise. So the driver cannot, so the warrior cannot tell the driver, hey driver, turn right. Driver, hey, turn left. Hey, stop, I'm to fight with Karna. Hey, stop. You cannot do that. Because there is so much noise all around. So how does a warrior really communicate with the chariot driver? By kicking. When the warrior kicks on the right shoulder, that means turn right. And on the left shoulder, that means turn left. In the center, that means stop. Lord Krishna has taken the job of chariot driver, being the Supreme Lord. He has taken the job of a chariot driver 18 days, or 18 days from sunrise till sunset. Because he values what? Relationships. Here is my dear friend, Arjuna, and I should become his chariot driver. You would not say, come on, you know who am I? Who I am? I'm God. You ask me to become a driver? Get lost, man. Are you in senses? Krishna didn't, he didn't reply like that. So he becomes a chariot driver. Why? Because he values relationships more. And in our lives also, we should value relationships more. Like today, I was sharing with the family about Vidurani. Vidurani was feeding Krishna not the pulp of banana, but the peel of banana. Because she was so much overwhelmed by Krishna's presence, which was a surprise for her. But Lord Shri Krishna is valuing that love which is there in the peel of banana, not in the pulp of banana. And Krishna was eating that. So Krishna, he relishes relationships. And you see, those who are having happy relationships, they are happier people. Joyful relationships. So, when we talk about healthy community, happy community, it is all about relationships. We should value relationships. But we see often we are struggling with our own selves, with our own mind. And that's why we are not having good relationships. Who believes that ultimately what spoils relationship is our own ahankar. Like somebody is having a pimple, and out of affection somebody says, hey, boogly boogly boosh. God! Nonsense! What happened? I just did boogly boogly boosh. I have got a pimple. Can't you see? Nonsense. So, whether is it boogly boogly bush which is giving you pain, or my own pimple is giving you pain? Yes. So in relationships also, it is not the other person who is giving pain. Sometimes he is or she is. But mostly, it is our own pimple of ego. Yes. On small petty issues, we feel hurt. Right? It happens. So that's why in order to have healthy, happier relationships, it is very important that we should work our own selves. That means when we are affected by our own egos, our own thought process, our own ideologies, we can't have happy relationships. And there is saying, relationships do not die a natural death. they are always murdered by ego. रिश्ते स्वाभाविक मृत्यु नहीं मरते, उनकी निर्मम हत्या की जाती है अहंकार के द्वारा. Yes. So that's why more we have to work on our own selves. More we work on our own selves, more we are in control of our own selves, we will have happy relationships. Often you say that person should be mild, that person should be humble, that person should be accommodating, forgiving. Excuse me, sir, are you? Well, I am not. Then, so to work on our own selves is very, very important. And often you see when we are in stress, we give stress. And they're saying, hurt people. दुखियारी आत्मा ही दुख फैलाती है. Like corporates, we say, the shit flows from the top. If on the top the person is nasty guy, so then the shit flows from the top. He screws the people who is beneath them, and then those who are beneath them, and this way entire organization is screwed. Because on the top, the shit flows from the top. But the nectar also flows from the top. In case the guy on the top is having his nectar hearted, so you see nectar also flows from the top. And how it happens? Why? Because the self is happy, the self is controlled on the top, and this way it flows further. Like you see, sometimes negativity really chases us. We are afflicted by negativity. And nowadays it is very common having negativity. Negatives are good when we have to develop a photographs. Or in case you have COVID negative. That's very good. So only these two places negative is positive. Otherwise negative is negative. Especially when your mind becomes negative. So when we are in stress, then we give stress. When we are hurt, we hurt. So that's why to work on our own selves, and so when Prabhuji highlighted the need to address stress is very important. More you are stress free. In case you are happy, you spread happiness. In case you are miserable, you make everyone miserable. Right? So what is the cause of stress in our lives? So cause, C-A-U-S-E, cause. So C stands for competitive mentality. One of the major reasons of stress in our lives is that we are very competitive. Because one thing which comes with competitiveness is enviousness and jealousy. So my question to all of you, enviousness and jealousy, are they synonyms or are they different phenomena? They're different. What's the difference?
Very minor difference, but there are difference.
Okay, one difference is about the spelling. This is E-S-E.
That is not the difference.
That's not the
Meaning
difference.
is different.
Okay, so same spelling. So what's the difference between enviousness and jealousy? Or are they synonyms? Paryayavachi. Irsha or dvesh. Are they same or are they different? They're different. Okay, so what's the difference? What's the difference? ईर्ष्या सकारात्मकता में क्या लोग हत्या करते हैं किसी की ईर्ष्या में आकर के, इतनी सकारात्मकता होती है उसके अंदर. द्वेष में आकर हत्या हो सकती है. अच्छा, ईर्ष्या में प्यार होता है. ईर्ष्या में आपको देखकर लगता है कि मैं थोड़ा अपने आप को बेटर करूं. बस that's it. ईर्ष्या इतनी हल्की होती है. अच्छा, what else? And what else? What's the difference between ईर्ष्या and द्वेष? And which of the two is darker?
Dvesh is darker.
द्वेष is darker. Good. ईर्ष्या ने पैसे गिनाए. Okay, so let me explain. So what's the difference between Irsha and Dvesh, or enviousness and jealousy? Say for example, say Anand Prabhu is sitting here. So I have got 2 glass mango shake and he has got 5 glass mango shake. And you say, why is he having 5 glass mango shake? I have only 2, he 5. This is Dvesh. And when I am having 5 glass mango shake, he is having 2 glass mango shake. And I say, why he is even given 2? That's enviousness. So Duryodhana was having envy or jealousy? Envy. Because not even 5 villages would be given to the Pandavas. Why even 5 villages? Not even a land equal to the head of the needle. This is enviousness. So out of envy and jealousy, which of the two is darker? Enviousness. Yes. Enviousness. But enviousness and jealousy, both of them are brother sister. So what is Mama's name? Mama's name is competitive mentality. C stands for competitive mentality. Competitive mentality causes stress. So should we be competitive or not? Yes or no? In some ways. What ways? Bhakti. In bhakti ways we should be competitive. And who plays better mridanga? You better mridanga. Huh? To please Krishna, can you be competitive? Yes?
To serve more.
Huh? To serve more, that's very good. But usually, even if you see, even somebody is a devotee, in the sense of competitiveness, there comes some negativity. It happens. So, should we compete or not? Yes. Okay. With whom? With our own selves. Yes. So, competitive mentality is good, provided we compete with our own selves. Am I a better version of myself or not? Academically, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. Am I a better version of myself or not? We should always work on our own selves. That's important. Yeah, there was one person, he was trying to change the world. But the world is not changing. Nobody is listening. Look, sunte nahi hai. Badtameez ke ye na. Let me change my nation. Again, nobody is listening. Ajeeb log hai, sunte nahi hai. People don't listen. Then he said, okay, let me change my country. So let me change my city. Again, nobody is listening me. Kya hai? Okay, let me change my society. ये लोग सुनते ही नहीं है society. कैसे लोग हैं? Okay, let me change my family. ये family को कहना ही नहीं मानता. Nobody listens to me. Then okay, now let me change myself. So when he changed himself, seeing him changed, family changed. When the family changed, the society changed. The society changed, the city changed. And city changed, the country changed. The country changed, the world changed. So change begins at self. Charity begins at home. Yes or no? Yes. No. Self. Charity begins at self. Then at home. Actually. You see, many people, they want to bring change in the world, but they themselves are not changing. And that's why change is not happening. And that's why they feel frustrated. Hey, change is not happening. Change is not happening. So are you changed? So first we have to work on ourselves. Like many parents, they want their children not to play games. They should study. But mother herself is playing Candy Crush. So what right she has when she says that don't play Candy Crush, don't play on mobile phone. When she says those words will not have potency. Because she herself is not following what she is saying. There is a difference between what she is saying and what she is enacting in her life. कथनी और करनी में अंतर है इसीलिए so that's why we should compete with our own selves, work on our own selves. Like once Arjun, he heard it was pitch dark and was this voice was coming. ऐसे अंधेरे में क्या ही है? What kind of who's there? Bhim said, that's me, Arjun. Bhaiya, what are you doing in this pitch dark environment? He said, I am eating kheer, sweet rice. ऐसे अंधेरे में? तो क्या? अंधेरा तो क्या? What happened? Hand will go to mouth only. हाथ तो मुंह में जाएगा. अंधेरा भी ऐसा थोड़ी हाथ कान में चला जाएगा. अंधेरा था. ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. So hand will go to mouth only. I said, भैया, अंधेरे में kheer, you are eating kheer? Yeah. Nobody can watch me. I am enjoying kheer. How much? Patila भर के. Wonderful. At that time, Arjuna got the idea, if my brother can eat kheer in this pitch dark environment, why can't I hit the arrow in pitch dark? And then he started practicing Shabda Bhedi Bani. As soon as there is some noise, and then he hit the target. He started practicing, upgrading himself more and more. So C stands for competitive mentality, but we are not supposed to compete with others because that leads to enviousness, jealousy, and then we become uncomfortable and then we are in stress. We have to work on our own selves. किसी को आगे बढ़ना है, बढ़े जी. आपका बिजनेस हो रहा है, हाँ, बढ़िया. आपके प्रमोशन, What about, yeah, I'm having my own pace. It's okay. We all are individuals. So C stands for competitive mentality, cause of stress. So C. Agla jayega, what's the next letter? A. A. A stands for association. Another cause of stress is association. Sometimes you are relaxed, but association gives you stress. You are relaxed. Hey, तुमको पता है क्या हुआ? पता है क्या हुआ? पहले ऐसा था. Now this will change like this. Now what will happen? Association. From where comes desires? Association. If you have bad association, you will have bad desires. Like there are people who come from a very simple background. They come from say UP, Bihar, a simple background. Once they come to Delhi. So in Delhi there are people who are Delhiites. So when he was in UP, Bihar, he used to drink elaichi flavored milk, kesar pista flavored milk. And once he come to Delhi, दूध पीते हैं? अबे दारू पिया क्या?
Excuse me. Why are you blaming Delhi all the time?
Because I am from Delhi. Yes, I know. I am from Delhi. I am in Delhi for past 30 years. हम 30 बार कहाँ आए वहाँ के? Yes, बहुत variety है. अच्छे लोग भी हैं, मगर की minority है बेचारों. So अच्छा खासा लड़का, somebody who comes from a very simple background, but having bad association brings desires. Now next time when there is an event, he asks, hey, where is Daru? Earlier he used to ask for elaichi flavored milk. But now because of association, there comes desire to have by 2 pack हमारे भी. भली kidney सड़ेगी. So desire comes from association. Have you heard about Albert Einstein, the famous hockey player from Germany? No, sorry, scientist. Sorry. I got confused. Scientist Albert Einstein. Yeah. So when he formulated the theory of relativity, so he used to go to various institutions and he would deliver a lecture on theory of relativity. So his driver used to sit on the chair and listen to the lecture. So after hearing the lecture for 4, 5, 6 times, even he knew. He said, Albert sir, now even I can deliver a lecture on theory. Myself as driver, you pose yourself as Albert Einstein. At that time, media was not so active, so that's why they could manage this. So driver came to the podium and then ditto copy paste, Control C, Control V. Or say Command C, Command V. Those are Apple users. Copy paste, and everyone, wow, what a lecture. So one student, what is that? I got a question. Question? Okay. What is your question? And then this boy asked very hyper, super scientific, complicated question. So this driver was posing as Albert Einstein. He said, well, such an easy question. Even my driver can answer that. Driver. So by having association of Albert Einstein, even a driver can pose himself as Albert Einstein. It's all about association actually. Yes. Like you see, if the water droplet falls in a mud, it becomes mud. When it falls on the lotus leaf, it becomes dew. Not mountain dew, only dew. And in case it falls inside an oyster, then pearl. But same water droplet, depending on the kind of association, that decides the destination of the water droplet. Similarly, what would be our destination depends on our association. On what things we laugh at, that shows our association. And there are people who laugh on cheap jokes, non-veg jokes, and there are people who laugh on intellectual jokes. It shows our association. What kind of things really incite us, that shows our association. Actually, you see, our character is nothing but the resultant of top 5 people we associate with. You just note down the names. Name 1, name 2, name 3, name 4, name 5. Resultant of their character is our character. Association. So we should be very choosy about association. Like you see, in case of Kaikeyi was having love for Ram even more than Kaushalya. But how her love got perverted? Because of her association with Manthara. There was also one more Mantri, his name was Sumantra. But instead of associating with Sumantra, Kaikeyi associated with Manthara. and then her heart became also dark like Mantra. Actually, inside story is that her heart was not really perverted, but because she wanted that Sita and Ram should get time for each other in seclusion. Although in future people would count me as a negative character, that because of me Sita and Ram were sent to exile for 14 years, but they would get time for each other. So inside story is that Kaikeyi was positive character, but outside or externally she played this negative character. But yes, one teaching which we are to learn is that when we associate with mantra, we all have our mantras in our lives. And because of such association, our mind can also be turned. Our love can also be turned. So we should associate with su-mantras in our lives, not mantra. Very important. Like Duryodhan was already Duryodhan, but earlier his name was Suyodhan. But how come he became Duryodhan? Because of association with Shakuni Mama. Because Shakuni was having vengeance. That my sister Gandhari, such a nice lady, somehow she got married with this guy who is blind. I'll destroy this entire dynasty by polluting their next generation. First one, Duryodhan. So Suyodhan became Duryodhan because of bad association of Shakuni. So who is Shakuni in our lives? We should be very careful. So we are not choosy about association, we become chooser. So either you can be choosy or you become chooser. 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 Choosy. Chooser. A. Association. So what's the next letter? U. U stands for unhealthy lifestyle. One more cause of stress in our lives is unhealthy lifestyle. So about lifestyle, there are two things which are very important, is eating and sleeping. Although they appear to be very simple, eating, sleeping, but actually one of the major reasons for stress is unhealthy lifestyle. What we eat. Like nowadays people, they just munch into anything. कुछ काम कर रहे हैं साथ में हल्दीराम, कचर कचर कुछ कर रहे हैं और लैपटॉप पे काम भी कर रहे हैं. So in parallel, kachar happens. People munch into anything just for time pass. Even there are snacks with time pass as name, time pass. So people keep eating. So factory says, excuse me sir, at least you should stop sometime. No. Eating. We become what we eat, right or wrong? Wrong. We become what we eat. We will become what we eat. But what we are is what we eat. Like we follow Ekadashi. Why do we follow Ekadashi? There is proper research onto it. This person, although he did not use the word Ekadashi, he used the word 11th day of the waning moon and 11th day of the waxing moon. He used these terms, but not really Ekadashi. But as per this research, on the day of Purnima, when the moon is complete. So as all of you know that moon causes tides. In what? Water. And in our body 70% is water. So as our emotions are, so is a reflection onto the water constituency of our body. So what we eat, it becomes part of our brain 4 days after what we eat. Okay, so in case on Purnima, whatever is part of my brain would actually be that what I ate 4 days before Purnima. So what comes 4 days before Purnima? Ekadashi. So on Ekadashi, when you have sattvic food, so after 4 days it will become part of my brain. So when there will be tides because of the influence of the moon in our body, which influences our emotions. In case if you eat something rajasic and tamasic, so that will really affect your thought process. In case you are living on fruits, that's wonderful. So we should be fasting. Ekadashi fasting is good for even for the mind, it is good. Of course, your sinful reactions are cut, your inclination towards God, it increases, it improves. At the same time, even mentally, it is very good for the body. So we should do fasting. But somehow I have seen, Indians or Hindus, at the time of fasting, they eat the most. One day before fasting, tomorrow is fasting. Eat. On the day of Ekadashi, on fasting time, today is Ekadashi. Eat. And next day of Ekadashi, yesterday was Ekadashi. Eat. So if fast would have been a person, he would have committed suicide. And these people insult me so much, my God. But fasting has got also very important role. Like nowadays there is a very famous phenomenon known as intermittent fasting. Have you heard of this term? Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is very good for the body. And late in the evening, we should try to keep our diet as light as possible. And there should be at least 12 hours of fasting. So from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m., don't eat. You can drink water, soup, that's okay. When case you keep eating, that's not good. So intermittent fasting is very good. 12 hours, some people go for 14 hours, some people go for 16 hours. Okay, 6 p.m. onwards, not to eat anything, till 10 a.m. 16. Very good for even joints. You feel more energetic by fasting. And as we grow, we should eat less, but nutritious food. So eating. Like in our body, there are 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. All the 5 are there. So we should eat all the 5 of them. Earth element, which means chole, bhature, rajma, chawal, parathas, pizza, burger, gadbad. This is earth element. Water, we should eat, we should also drink water. How we should drink water? Take the bottle, no. Like in Bengali, they say, jal khabe. Tum jal khabe? Bengali people, mad. Who eats water? We drink water, jal khabe. But actually, Bengali people are intelligent. We should actually eat water. We should munch into water and then drink it. So there is better absorption. And then clearing happens naturally because there is more absorption. If you have less water here, then there is constipation. Then you go for pet safa, isbagol, phana, dimka, yevo. Because less water. If you have sufficient water, very good. Nice. So earth, water, fire. We should also eat fire. How? Drink half a liter petrol and matchstick. Now don't do that. When we eat fruits, then we eat fire. When we take sunlight, then we take fire element. Usually people, they are inside office, inside college, inside school, inside. So Surya Devaswan, he said, excuse me, anyone to take my blessings? Hello, excuse me. We don't take sunlight. So sunlight gives us the fire element in the body, which is also our need. So earth, water, fire, air. Like pranayam is very good for the body. Nowadays many spiritual teachers, they don't teach any spiritual science. That was pranayam karo. Very good. Of course, in case you do pranayam in Delhi, that means you are smoking 14 cigarettes in a day. Just by doing pranayam. Hey, 14 cigarettes hogi meri. Nice. Very good. Of course, fresh environment, there you do pranayam. So air. Ether. How to eat ether? Akash kaise khaye? Go to the rooftop, roam around with mouth open, and then in this way you eat Akash. Don't do that, I'm just joking. When we fast, then we take Akash. When we fast. Okay? So we should eat all the 5 elements. And when we enter our 40s, then we should decrease this earth element and increase these 4 other elements. But we see people often, they dwell so much on earth element कि उनका earth से निकल ही आती है उनकी। ये पृथ्वी कैसे उगाई आपने? ये हमारी कर्मठता है, तपस्या है, साधना है. Earlier we had prepaid connection. Now we have postpaid connection. So as we grow in our life, as we enter our 40s, so earth element should be reduced and other elements should be increased. And then we experience more energy, actually. So eating is very important. Like meat eating. Meat is not good for body. Nowadays there are many athletes, whether tennis player and all that, they are all shifting to vegan diet. Of course, we don't vouch for vegan. We say you take milk and curd, of course, but be vegetarian. Because being vegetarian gives us more strength. सांड क्या खाता है? घास फूस. The bull eats grass. Elephant eats grass. That means strength is where? In grass. When I was in college, so there was one guy, every day he would eat non-veg. And I was a vegetarian. Currently I am still 77 kgs. At that time I was 52. That means 25 kgs less. I was very lean and thin. So this person seeing me that, he's such a weakling. So he used to tease me. Sometimes when I'm about to sit, he would place compass. He would say, yeah, what he can do? Nothing. 52 kgs. And he was having triceps and triceps, gym goer, everyday mutton. I was thinking, these Hare Krishna people have told me, otherwise I would not have tolerated this. Be humble like a blade of grass, be tolerant like a tree. Enough, how much to tolerate? So one time there was Panja competition, arm wrestling. So this side alpha, beta, gamma, this side alpha, beta, gamma, alpha. So alpha, beta, so beta. So I came to know that this person has got beta. I said, please give me beta. He said, okay, sure, yeah, sure. Okay, beta. So he came and then I came. You are beta, up to beta. I said, okay, on one condition we are having this arm wrestling. In case if I get defeated, from today I'll eat non-veg. But if you get defeated, you will take vegetarian. Say, what kind of condition are you putting? You will not be able to eat non-veg. Yes, sir. I said, if I get defeated, then. So let's have arm wrestling. So we got into arm wrestling. And then for 1 minute, it remained in the center. And then after 1 minute, I defeated him. And then I said, hey, cheating hui hai. This is cheating. How can he defeat me? He's such a weakling. Every day I go to gym, I eat meat. So again we had Punjab. Again I defeated him. I said, how come? How come? Like the first condition is that now you are to give up meat. Because I have defeated you. As per the condition, this was the condition that whoever gets defeated, you'll have to take to the food eating style of the other person. He said, but how come? He said, because I take Krishna Prasad. That's why. So this was not to highlight that I am very, very powerful. This was just to highlight that vegetarians are actually more powerful than non-vegetarians. Many athletes nowadays are taking to non-vegetarian food. We are meant to eat vegetarian. So food really impacts us. When I was in USA, so there was also one programmer along with me. Her name was Carrie Morris. So her daughter fell ill and she requested me, can you pray for my child? I know you are a spiritual person. If you pray, then God will certainly listen to you. And please pray for my child. I said, okay, I'll pray for your child. But on one condition. That which is your favorite, you have to give up. She said, well, I like red meat. I like beef. Okay. So in case you are ready to give up meat eating, I'll pray for your child. She said, yes, okay, I promise. So I prayed to Lord Krishna, Krishna, you are most powerful, Almighty Lord. Please kindly cure her daughter. And then by grace of Lord Krishna, after 2 days, daughter got cured. She was very happy. And she said, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. You pray for my daughter, and now she's absolutely fine. I said, okay, carry. But now you have to carry your promise. You have to give up non-veg. She said, yes, done. So she would every day she would bring salad. She said, but I'm so bored with salad. So I took her to one South Indian restaurant with idli, vada, dosa, sambar in USA. So she liked idli, vada, dosa, and she liked it very much. And then she started eating that. So there was more variety. But after 15 days, she came to me and she said, thank you so much. Although for my daughter, I shifted to vegetarian food. But now I can experience there's so much peace of mind. There was always a constant agitation in my head because I used to eat non-veg. But now, going forward, I'll take to veg. So then she shifted to vegetarian food. So then she would have naan with some veg. So she became a non-vegetarian. Stuffed naan, paneer naan is very good. But to have non-veg is not good. So what we eat is certainly very important. That can put us in stress. There can be agitation. And of course, eating and sleeping. Sleeping is also very important. We should go to sleep. Often I see, when it is 10 o'clock and people are watching a movie on Netflix. It's just 10 p.m. 10 से 12 एक मूवी तो बनती है. हमें भी तो एंटरटेनमेंट का अधिकार है. तो देखो जी फिर 10 से 12 मूवी देखने के बाद after watching a movie from 10 to 12, you can't get up early in the morning. And then your sleep cycle also gets disturbed. In Japan, they have smart watches. And smartwatch, they see how many hours you sleep. In case somebody is regularly sleeping for 6 hours, they give bonus to the employee. He so jata hai. Otherwise, they're sleeping on their systems. So that's why to sleep also, having good quality sleep is also very important. You see, often people do not have good quality sleep. Why? Because they are control freaks. They try to control. And because they are not releasing control, there are things which are not in our control, right? So we should leave it. Go to bed. Sleep. Not everything is in our control. It's okay. Take good rest. Sleep. But how we should sleep? We should sleep like a dog. Who has seen a dog sleeping? कुत्ता कैसे सोता है? ऐसे सोता है तो उसको कोई उठा ही नहीं सकता, है ना? Nobody can really wake up a dog, right? But it's not like that. With little sound and then dog gets up. So that means when we are sleeping, we should sleep with the mood. I have to get up. Then you can get up. And in case you want to catch a flight, which is at 3 a.m., then you have to reach by 2 a.m. to the airport. That means by 1 o'clock you should leave. That means you have to get up by 12. So you may sleep by 9, but you will get up by 12. Because you sleep in this mood, hey, flight नहीं छूटनी चाहिए, पैसा बर्बाद हो जाएगा. I may not miss my flight, I will lose my money. And then you get up. So when we sleep, we should sleep with the mood that yes, I am to get up. And one should not take long naps during afternoon. Half an hour nap is okay. But 1 hour, 1.5 hours, well, there is nothing to do. So down. During afternoon, 1 hour sleep, 1.5 hour, 2 hours sleep. So much. In case you are very tired, 1 hour is okay, maximum. But we should not sleep much in afternoon time. So that we sleep on time at night time and then we get up early in the morning. Good quality sleep. 10 p.m. sleep. Have an alarm clock. Alarm for what? Getting up? Yes. But there should also be an alarm for sleeping. In case you want to sleep by 10, have an alarm by 9:30. So that you close all the folders. Hey, okay, good night, see you tomorrow. Hey, 10 p.m. But sometimes in families, 10 p.m. That's prime time. So at that time when somebody wants to talk to you at 10 p.m., then you can listen. Yeah. So other person would say, please, sir. Yeah. We have to do some drama sometimes so that we take rest on time. So when we take rest on time, get up on time regularly, eat good, nutritious, sattvic food, that also adds to our consciousness. So U stands for unhealthy lifestyle. That is also one of the reasons we get into stress. So C-A-U. Next is S. One more reason of stress is spiritual vacuum. Often, people come for stress management. Why? No, because I was in stress, so that's why I came for this session. So when you were not in stress, then what you were doing? Masti. I was having fun. So when there is spiritual vacuum in our life, that is also one more reason of stress. Who has heard of Maslow's needs hierarchy? Maslow's needs hierarchy. Who has heard about this? School mein padhi hogi na? 7-8? Yeah. What's that, beta?
It's a psychology theory that tells you what you need in life.
Yeah, what we need in life. So at the bottom, which need is there?
The basic needs.
Basic need, like physiological needs. Yeah. So we have social needs, mental needs, intellectual needs, egoistic needs. On the top, which need is there? Self-actualization. This is basically spiritual need. So spirituality is not a luxury. Spirituality is our need. It's a necessity. It's a necessity. But when we starve ourselves of this need, then we are in stress. My physical needs met? Yes. My physical needs, I eat nice food, take good rest. Yeah, physical needs met. Acha. Social needs, hey, hi, how are you doing? Social needs met? Yes, very good. Acha. Intellectual needs, you learn something new. Your intellectual need is met. Very good. Egoistic need, in case somebody appreciates us. Arey, aap kitne achhe insaan hain. You are so charitable. So good. Arey, Mata ji, kya cooking karte ho aap? ये तो जिस सब्जी को छोले भैया वो तो it becomes heavenly. Arey, jam, that's so nice. So somebody appreciates, it feeds our egoistic need. So all these needs are met. Which need is left? And that's why we see that people who are having even everything in their life, yet they are not happy. Why? Because that need we are postponing for old age. बूढ़े हो जाएंगे ना, इवा बच्चे ब्याह लें, तेरी घंटा घंटा कीटना मंदिर में हमें और क्या करना है? So we wait for our old age to become spiritual. But if you see those who are not spiritual in young age, even in old age, they don't become spiritual. Even in old age, they are having family politics, Devrani, Jethani, or national politics, and that's it. So that's why if we think that in old age spirituality will begin, you are living in illusion. In old age, it's very difficult. And nowadays when people color their hair, putting themselves in illusion. No, I'm not old. I'm not old. Just see my hair? Black hair. But die? Yeah, one day I will die, but not now. Just I was talking about die. So we put ourselves in self-illusion also by covering our hair, L'Oreal color, Godrej hair dye. I know which is famous hair, I don't know. But people put themselves in illusion. So spirituality is not supposed to begin in old age. It is meant to be relished in old age. When we cultivate spirituality in young age. Yeah? So that's why when we are having spiritual vacuum, then also we cannot really handle it. But in case we are not in any kind of spiritual activity in young age, then we are to do with double focus in old age. Like sometimes we have 5-day cricket match, first inning, second innings. In case you do not score good run in first inning, then in second inning you have to be double focused, so that you at least score something, so that average turns out to be something good. Similarly, when we reach old age, then we have to be doubly focused in spirituality. But nowadays I see many old people, when they had their own children, so kuchi kuchi gu, and then their grandchildren, kuchi kuchi gu, great grandchildren, kuchi kuchi gu, and one day kuchi kuchi gu. So you can do kuchi kuchi gu with your own children, not with grandchildren. Grandchildren, your children can do kuchi kuchi gu. You should do kuchi kuchi gu with Rukmani Dwarkadish. And oh my Lord, finally I am here with you. Yes. But in case we keep on doing this kuchi kuchi gu, then kuchi kuchi gu. So in old age, then we have to become doubly focused, and in young age we have done nothing spirituality. There were 3 sons of a father. He was a very millionaire. Now he was retiring from his business. So the sons decided to give something to the father. So one son gave him a limousine car. Dad, this is for you, Dad. I love you, Dad. Second son, he gifted him a nice posh bungalow with 50 rooms in it. Dad, this luxurious home, this villa for you, Dad. Okay. Third son decided that I should give something spiritual, because my father has been so materialistic that this parrot can recite any verse of the Bhagavad Gita with translation. You just say the verse number, the Tota will speak out the verse number and verse as well as translation. Okay, Tote, chapter 18, verse number 66. Sinful reactions of this world. Do not fear. Parrot is ready. So he gifted this parrot to his father. So after 1 week, he called all of his sons. So he called the first son. He said, "You are fool number 1. You give me this limousine car. In India, there are such narrow lanes. I have to cut this limousine car and get it welded again. Because such narrow lanes, what kind of gift? Nonsense. Stupid, idiotic gift. And you gave me, second son, you gave me 50-room villa. You know, my joints now, they are dried up. There is no grease. In case my wife is in 49th room, I have to search her. 48 times. Then in 49th room. What kind of nonsense gift is this? 50-room villa in this old age. What kind of gift? Nonsense. So third son was thinking that, father did not like anybody's gift. He said, no. The best gift was given by you, that parrot. So tasty. The one who has done meat eating throughout his life, is he going to listen Bhagavad Gita from that parrot? He barbecued the parrot and ate the parrot. Habits do not change. So that's why, in case we are thinking that we will change ourselves after 60, 70, it's very difficult to change. So we have to change now. Now. So spirituality should also be given the right time. Often we do not give it a chance because we are so busy. We are grihasthas. हम लोग गृहस्थ आश्रम में है ना. Amogh Lila Prabhu तो ब्रह्मचारी है. He is a monk. So monks can do. We are not monks. We are householders. We are grihastha. गृहस्थ का मतलब ये जो अस्त व्यस्त त्रस्त चारों खाने पस्त क्योंकि वो गृहस्थ. तो हम कहाँ ये भक्तियाँ की बात करें? What? How is it possible? We are full of responsibilities. Upbringing of children, their needs, their medical needs, education needs, clothing, this, that, formalities, obligations. Please. So after retirement, so people think that after retirement things will. We have to be spiritual now. So spirituality is our need. In case we are not fulfilling a need, we are missing out something, and then we would be in stress. So bhakti, devotion to God, will not benefit God. The Lord Krishna would say, wow, when you do bhakti, I feel so many butterflies in my stomach. Ah, nice. Oh, do more. Do more. Is it like that? No. So God is not benefited by our bhakti. We get benefited. So in case somebody is not doing his own benefit, he is intelligent or fool? Yeah, not Gopika fool. Fool. So that is CAUSS stands for spiritual vacuum. Spiritual vacuum. Why this Rukmini Dwarkadish temple is in Mombasa? A place where 80-90% people are Muslims. Why this temple is being maintained by Anand Prabhu from past so many years, from past 22 years? Why? So that people can fulfill their need of spirituality. It's not to benefit him. He is having his prasadam Rukmini Dwarkadish is giving him. He is living a very happy life. Vrindavan Prabhu is in Anand. So the Anand Prabhu is in Vrindavan Dham. Or say Dwarka Dham. Very good. Why such a big palatial temple with such nice facility is created? So that he can do jogging here. This all. Anand Prabhu does jogging here. Why this facility is created? For all of you. But in case many years are passing by and yet we are not becoming spiritual, despite such a great facility, then whose fault? Our fault. Our fault. Yes. So we are to fulfill this need and we are to have our relationship with God. Sometimes we talk about, Hindus are getting converted. But who converts which kind of Hindus? Those who are rubber stamp Hindus, only they get converted. The example which I'm sharing now is not to appreciate me. I was traveling in a train. And there was one guy, his name was Maqbool. So we started discussing about concepts of God in Islam and Hinduism. And from 10 p.m. till 5 a.m. we had a discussion. And he was a preacher. He was not just a normal Muslim, ordinary Muslim. He was a preacher. So we had a good discussion from 10 p.m. till 5 a.m. And 5 a.m. as he got down, he took Bhagavad Gita from me and he said, I'll come to your temple. But the discussion started that he will convert me. But I converted him. Why? Because I do bhakti, I practice bhakti, I listen, I learn. Right? But if we don't do that, then we get converted. So that way, spirituality also means that we should be deeply rooted in our own faiths. Right? That's very, very important. And we know that most scientific religion is actually Hinduism. Most detailed description about absolute truth, God, is there in Hinduism. Hinduism can answer all questions to all this world. In fact, once I was in Goa, so there was one Christian priest, he was addressing his congregation. So as I was passing by, I just thought that maybe I should listen to what he is speaking. And he also saw me. Then I am in the corner, I am also listening. He said, anything and everything apart from Jesus Christ is coming from devil, including those Hare Krishnas who have all the answers to all the questions on the planet. Although he criticized that Hare Krishnas are coming from devil, but actually he appreciated me. He said, although they have all the answers to all the questions on the planet. So thank you for the appreciation, sir. Thank you very much. The point is that our culture is so rich and we are not taking to it. Somewhere we are doing injustice to our own selves. So S stands for spiritual vacuum. So next is E. E means expectations. When we don't have right expectations with our own selves and we don't have right kind of expectations with others, again we are in stress. So whenever you are in stress, whenever you are in anxiety, just take a pen and paper. Mark a line in the center. And write down the things which are in your control. 1, that which is in your control. 2, that which is in control. 3, that which is in your control. 4, that which is in control. 5. 5 things which are in your control. Okay, now right side. Write down the things which are not in your control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, things which are in your control. Should you take stress about? Which you can control. Should you worry about them? No. Achha, that which you cannot control, should you worry about them? No. Then why do you worry? You know why we are in stress? Why when we try to drag things which are not in my control into the zone of my control. This exercise leads to stress. Say for example, I am a very loyal husband or a very loyal wife. What is in my control? Is to fulfill the needs of my partner. Take care of him emotionally, physically, nice food, and all that. This is in my control. Despite that, my partner likes somebody else. This is not in my control. ठीक है जी, हमने जो करना था कर लेंगे. But when we try to drag things which are not in my control into my control, that brings stress. Like Harikanta Mate, she is releasing this album. So in her control was to sing nicely, have nice recording, launch it in Mombasa, Nairobi. This is in her control. Now this album becomes hit or super duper hit is not in her control. But we pray that it becomes super duper hit. Right? So in all situations of life, there are things which are in control, which are not in our control. And we contemplate onto it and then you become free from stress. So having right kind of expectations with our own selves and others. Often we compare somebody with someone. And everyone is an individual. So for example, my wife is not a good cook. And I think, dekho, my neighbor got such a nice wife. She is such a good cook. Husband is a crook. He got such a nice cook. And my wife, atrocious, pathetic. Kya Prabhu, kya karam. Now what should I do then? Should I kill my wife? She's not a good cook. No. So what is in my control? I can take her to some coaching classes. Like, okay, you learn cooking. Learn some cooking. At least you should learn how to make dal, how to make pulses, how to make chapati. At least learn some basic thing. So what is in my control? That's what you say. But often when we compare, that also leads to stress. You should not compare. Everyone is unique. Everyone is unique. My partner, my parents, my children, my siblings, my friends, my situation where I'm living in. It's all unique. So never compare. So that we have realistic expectations. Like there was one father, he was beating his child. So mother said, why are you beating him? He said, next week is his result. That's why. So the result is going to come next week. Why are you beating him now? He said, I know he's going to fail and next week I'm out of town. So I'm beating him now. So unrealistic. Having expectations that my child duffel guy. One father asked this child, okay, did you pass, did you fail? He said, Dad, you know the son of engineer uncle? Failed. So what about you? He said, Dad, you know the son of that doctor uncle? Failed. I'm asking about you. He said, Dad, you know architect uncle? His son also failed. He said, nonsense. Tell me whether you pass or whether you fail. He said, Dad, when engineer uncle's son failed, doctor uncle's son failed, Alexander Sunfield. You are not Albert Einstein, that's Sunny of Seriously. So expectations, when they are unrealistic, that also cause stress. Yeah. So be realistic with that. So this is a cause of stress. And once you are stress free, so you also make people around you stress free. Right? You are happy, you spread happiness. So CAUSE. So C stands for competitive mentality. So we should have competitive mentality with yourself. A. Yes, association. U. Unhealthy lifestyle. S for spiritual vacuum. E stands for expectations, which are unrealistic. Anji? CAUSE. इसमें W कहाँ से आ रहा है? मैंने तो पढ़ा नहीं है W. तो वाइफ को तो W जोड़ दो उसके अंदर. इतना ऑब्सेशन वाइफ के साथ मैंने तो आज देखा नहीं कि बंदा स्पेलिंग ही चेंज करते हैं. CAUSE. Yeah. So wife gives stress. Is it like that? No. Actually, it's all about relationships. It's all about relationships. In case we know how to handle relationships, whether it is wife, whether it is children. Actually, you see, in our education system, nobody teaches us to how to live happy relationships. We are taught Pythagoras theorem. आज तक कभी इस्तेमाल की जिंदगी में हमने Pythagoras theorem. कभी चपाती बनाते हुए this is perpendicular square, so base square, hypotenuse square. This is should be the chapati size. So 3 square plus 4 square is equals to 5 square. We never use Pythagoras theorem, but we study Pythagoras. Laplace transformation. Who used Laplace transformation in this time? So such a junky education is given in our schools and colleges, which is of no use. Or jo kaam ka hai, that which is of use, is not taught in schools and colleges. It's so theoretical. So in terms of wife or husband, whatsoever, we should learn the art of living healthy, happy relationships. Otherwise, it's all just about blame game. No, wife means worries invited forever. So wife said, no, it is big idiot forever. So blame game can go on, that's it, but there's no end to it, right? So you can't change the spelling of cause, CAUSE, cause. The cause of stress. So okay, so let me stop here. Okay, Hare Krishna. If anybody has any question, you can raise your hand and ask question.
Prabhuji, 5 minutes on relation. 5 minutes more on relation. You didn't enhance with that.
Okay, relationships. Actually, there are various facets of relationship. One of the things is expression. Very important. That is, in any relationship, there should be a scope of expressing yourselves. When in relationship there is so much of suppression, then one day it's like a pressure cooker burst. I was suppressing, and one day it burst. And then there are all kinds of slangs and unpalatable words, they come. So there should be a right way of expressing ourselves. One more important function of having good relationship is communication. How do we communicate ourselves? Like once there was 2 boys, and they said, in case, sometimes when I'm praying in church, I want to smoke. So what should I do? We have to take permission from Father, then we can smoke. So one guy went to the Father, he said, Father, when I'm in church, when I'm praying, can I smoke? He said, nonsense. How can you smoke in church? You fool. Okay, so sorry, Father. Hey, Father did not give any permission. I asked. He said, what did you say? He said, I told him that, when we are praying, can we smoke? He said, let me go and ask him. And Father, when I'm smoking, can I pray? He said, sure, my son. You can pray always. Why not? Communication. How do you communicate your idea? I'm not saying that you can smoke in a holy place. One should not do that. But how do we communicate ourselves? Usually we see, when words are not spoken with good intention, they really hurt. Lord Krishna says about having austerity of speech. He says, Anudvekam karam vakyam satyam priyam hidam chayat. That is what should be, how our speech should be. First quality is anudvekam. That means it should be non-agitating. We should speak in a way we should not agitate others. And then Anudvegam Kanavakyam Satyam. Whether it is truthful or not, whether it is truth or not, whether it is a rumor, it should be truth. Okay, it's a truth, but often truth is quite bitter. No, Priyam. That means it should be spoken in a palatable way. So, Priyam. Hitam. Okay, it is good truth, sweet truth, nice. But is it beneficial for the other person? If the answer is no, don't speak that truth. Priyam. And then Hitam Chayat. So somebody can say, Prabhuji, itna soche kaun bolega? And I have to speak, it should be non-agitating, it should be truthful, it should be sweet, it should be beneficial. So much of thinking before speaking. So then Lord Krishna gives a fifth quality, Swadhyayam. When we recite scriptures, then our vocabulary becomes like that. And then whatever you will speak would naturally be non-agitating, truthful, beneficial, sweet. So that's why earlier people had the culture of reciting scriptures. Nowadays people recite newspapers. That's how all this junk comes from the mouth. So that's the thing. So very important is communication. How we communicate, the words which we communicate, and with what intention. Sometimes words are good, but when intention is bad, it hurts. For example, if I tell some girl, "Ito Sati Savitri hai ji," although I am speaking good words, that she is very Sati Savitri hai, she is goddess of learning, but intention is, she is not. Hurts. When his words are bad, but intentions are good. Like sometimes parents say, "You dull, you dumbo." But that doesn't hurt because intentions are good. Parents' intentions are good. So intention should also be good and words should also be good. Very important in relationships. Also, one more thing which is very important in relationship is empathy. Like say in husband and wife, ladies are mostly more emotional. Men are more rational. So husband should know that, because she is woman, so that's why she is more emotional, so I should think from her perspective as well. Woman also should know that, okay, my husband is way too practical, so that's why he thinks like this. But when we empathize, then we are more normal in our day-to-day life and relationships. Like my mother, she taught me chess. She was a chess champion, state-level champion. So she taught me chess. And one day, as I was playing, so she asked me. So she said, "How are you playing today?" I said, "Mom, today I defeat you. Today I will defeat the state-level champion." She said, "Are you sure you are going to defeat me?" I said, "Yes, Mom, it's clear." And then my mother brought me to her side. And then I saw the chessboard from my mother's side. And when I saw the chessboard from my mother's side, I was feeling like, I felt like I'm a fool number one. He said, "See, you can be destroyed by the elephant, by the camel, by wazir, by the queen. So, tu kaun si maut marna chahega bata?" बहुत बकवास कर रहा हूँ मैं. I'm playing like a stupid fool number one. But from my side, I thought I'm genius. But when I saw the chessboard from her side, she is genius. She is still a genius. So that's why when we try to look things life from other perspective, empathy, that gives us a picture that actually we are flawed. We do mistakes. We do commit mistakes. So when we do this, then we are more human in our everyday life. So when we do this, empathy is the beginning of humanness in our life. So when we do that, that helps us having good relationships. Yeah. Okay, any other question? Yes? Yes, Beta Bolu.
Like whenever I take like something like a type of a vow, or like example, like I want to run 5 rounds of this temple like every day. But then like after 3 or 4 days, I feel lazy and my enthusiasm doesn't work. Like even if I use all of my strength and stuff like that,
yes,
I just get distracted.
Yes, you get distracted. So, any venture which we pursue, we need inspiration. Without inspiration, we cannot really pursue it. So, from where do we get inspiration? From good association, we get inspiration. Right? So, there should be someone to inspire you. By one's own personal example, as well as some practical tips how to do it. So, try to find out the source of inspiration in you. And then, you will have determination to do it. Also, you should know the benefits of doing that activity. Then you can do it. Otherwise, you can't do it. Like sometimes when you are stuck in a quicksand or in a marshy land, you are stuck. You cannot really come out on your own. You require somebody who is outside the quicksand. That person can throw a rope, and then by catching hold onto that rope, then you can come outside. Similarly, sometimes we get into this marshy land of our own minds. So we need somebody who is from outside, can help us, can give us a hand, and can pull us out from this lethargy, laziness, lack of focus. We need help. And when Arjuna, when he was in anxiety, so then he took help of Lord Krishna. And then Lord Krishna took him out of the anxiety, ignorance. Being an escapist, being in attitude. Lord Krishna helped him. Okay, any other question? Yes? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We have the family relationships, and then we have the eternal relationship with our spiritual master. So how does one pray so that we can feel more committed to our spiritual master even after he disappears? Because we do everything. We do the chanting, we do the reading, we do the daily things. But how do you every day remind yourself to stick to the commitment that you made to your Guru?
Yes. So how to continue to have relationship with one's Guru even though Guru has physically departed? No, it's okay. So how to have a relationship, right? Because now Guru is not visible. Guru has gone to spiritual world. When he was physically present, I could see my Guru. But now he is no more physically present. So how to have continued relationship with Guru? Right? Very simple. Listen from him and listen about him. That's it. So that means you should listen from his lectures. You should listen or also read his books. So you are listening from him and you are listening about him. When he came to Africa, he did preaching, he transformed such and such person. By his kirtan, the heart melted over such and such person. And then by reading about him, also makes our connection stronger with him. So these two things. Hear from him and hear about him. That's it. Okay, any other question? Yes? Anji, please.
Yeah, in the current material world, how can we manage the professional life and the personal life? Always be better. How can we make that?
Okay, how to manage our personal life versus spiritual life?
Yeah.
And your career life versus family
Yes.
life, right? Everything has got a time. In the morning, bhakti. Start your day with bhakti. Chant Hare Krishna. Come to temple, have darshan. Are you retired now?
No.
Okay. What's your age?
Now 67.
67. Yet you're not retired.
Yeah.
Your company is too cruel. Yeah. So, but anyways, but one should retire timely anyways. But in the morning time should be for bhakti. Then afterwards, you take some breakfast. One can go to one's workplace. And then being in workplace till 6 p.m. Then come back home, spend time with your family. Before going to bed, read some Krishna Lila. Then take rest with a glass of milk, of course. And take rest. Next day morning, take rest by 10 p.m. Get up by 4 p.m., 4 a.m., 6 hours of good rest, and then again chant Hare Krishna, read half an hour, say Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, take breakfast, go to your workplace till 6 o'clock, work, that's it. On the weekend, spend more time. At least once in a week, we should come for Mangal Aarti to the temple, which is at 4:30 a.m. When I was working as a software engineer, at that time, I used to book auto rickshaw for 3:30 a.m. So it would take 1 hour to reach temple. Even during winters, I would envelop myself with blankets and then come to temple. Because in auto rickshaw, wind comes from both the sides. So I would wrap up myself and then reach temple. Every Sunday morning, 4:30 a.m. Mangal Aarti. We want Mangal in our life, auspiciousness. But Mangal comes by Mangal Aarti. So then, chant Hare Krishna with devotees, attend Guru Puja and Bhagavatam class with devotees in the temple, have prasadam with devotees, do some little bit seva here and there, and then go home and then again 10 times can be spent with the family. So this way we can have our spiritual life as well as family life, our career life, everything can be done. Family is not everything. Career life is not everything. They are also part of life. So we should also take care of them, along with bhakti. So sleep on time, get up on time, morning time is for bhakti. You can do half an hour exercise also, that's okay. In your age, ideally you should have retired. I can just share one schedule. There's one Vridhashram in Delhi. They get up early in the morning, they do some exercise, walking, this, that, and then they have some sprouts, some fruits. Then from 8 a.m. they start reciting Srimad Bhagavatam till 1 p.m. How many hours? 5 hours. So afterwards, then they go for rest because recitation was tiring. So then they go for rest. Again 2:30 they reassemble for lunch. And then in the evening they go for some social work as well. And they're very joyful. Once I went to speak in this Vridhashram, and I was speaking from Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna, and they were enjoying like anything. I asked them, how come you people are relishing it so much? Usually Bhagavatam is very elevated subject matter. They said, Prabhuji, we have completed Srimad Bhagavatam more than 80 times. Because 5 hours every day reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. This is how we should spend old age. ऐसा नहीं कि हम इतने उस्ताद हैं, क्या करें जी, ये लोग छोड़ते ही नहीं हैं हमको. हम इतने उस्ताद रहे ना अपने जवान के दिनों में कि दुनिया मेरे बिना चलेगी नहीं, चलेगी. हमारे बिना दुनिया चलेगी. Like there is a saying, graveyard is full of those people who thought that they are indispensable. और उनके बिना दुनिया चल रही है ना, कहीं ना कहीं बढ़िया चल रही है, राइट? उनकी वजह से थोड़ा रुक के चल रही थी, अभी बढ़िया चल रही है. अच्छा वहाँ लेटे, सो हमें लगी ना हमारे बिना दुनिया नहीं चलेगी. So we can retire timely. Now you should completely dedicate yourself to Rukmini Dwarkadish. 67 में को काम करना है, आप नाइंसाफी कर रहे हो खुद के साथ. So take care of your health and be fully spiritual. That's it. और बच्चे जो बड़े हो गए हैं, 67 that means आप children are grown up, married, settled. तुम लोग अपनी जिंदगी जियो, हमारी जिंदगी ठाकुर जी के लिए. This is how you should live now. 67 में कोई काम नहीं करता है, नाइंसाफी आप खुद के साथ. मत दुख दो अपने आप को इस तरह से. और यस, और कोई सवाल किसी का? लास्ट क्वेश्चन, सेकंड लास्ट क्वेश्चन. और कोई सवाल किसी का? यस, ठीक है. किसी का कोई सवाल? 1, किसी का कोई सवाल? 2, 2.5, 3, ठीक है. बड़ा धन्यवाद आप लोगों का. हरे कृष्णा. रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की जय.
Hare Krishna. So we are very grateful to Prabhuji. Yes, delivered very nice lecture. We have learned a lot. So now learning and not only here in the hall, you keep this thing with you when going out of this temple, and all memorize and practice in your daily life. Then it become successful, this class. And Prabhuji has come from Delhi to here. Long way, so that becomes successful. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. And this is not, we are very fortunate, we have association of Prabhuji here 3 days. So you can take a lot of advantages for this. So tomorrow there is a class in morning 7:30 to 8:30, and there will be also prasad. And then evening we have the class in Ganjoni, Hare Krishna temple, opposite the Ganjoni, we have new center there, it's called Hare Krishna Community Center. So you are invited, you can come there, attend their classes. It will start from 6. So you can join it, and there is also prasad there. But may not like Indian dishes, because there is African devotees, they will cook. They like to cook and offer to Krishna. So we will release the Swahili dishes tomorrow, and day after tomorrow also we have class here in Nyali 7:30 to 8:30. So all of you are invited and take full advantage of presence of His Grace Amogh Lila Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. So there is a prasad for everyone behind. So I think someone go and check it, prasad is ready, and not then you do like this. So they can all rush there to have the prasad and ready for tomorrow. One. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki